Tonight's true scary story is going to be a few stories that I find particularly terrifying, so sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and enjoy. But before we get started, if you could smash that like button, I would really appreciate it, but only if you appreciate my work. Thank you so much. The first submitter's name is Thomas. The day before Thomas's birthday, he was in his room gaming. His parents left the house and he was alone in his room for a while until he heard someone screaming his name. They were screaming at the top of their lungs. It sounded like a very deep, croaky, almost man's voice. He didn't think much of it at first, but then a few minutes later, he heard it again, this time louder, like it was right in his ear. He decided to search the house. He goes down to his kitchen and he notices that there's a black figure standing in the corner of his kitchen. Before Thomas's parents left the house, they shut all the curtains, locked the doors, and locked the windows. They told Thomas not to unlock anything or open the curtains. He looked away for a second and then he looked back. He noticed that the figure was gone. He thought maybe his mind was playing tricks on him. The figure was gone for good. No, that's not what happened. A few hours later, he's getting into bed. As he's getting into bed, he hears the front door being unlocked. Click. His parents are home. It's now 3 a.m. He scans his dark room. In the corner of his room, again, he sees that tall, dark figure. To him, it looked almost like the Grim Reaper. It had an old, long, black cape on. He then realizes that whatever this is holding something in its hand. It's a skull, but he's rocking the skull like a baby, back and forth, back and forth. This figure is staring at Thomas. Thomas is staring back, and then he realizes something. This thing does not look human. In fact, it looks like a doll, like a full-grown doll. It had cracks all over its face, pale white skin and ice blue eyes. It had black hair and red stains all over its body and its face. It looked porcelain, almost like fragile glass. When he tried to get out of bed, he couldn't move. He realized something. He was having sleep paralysis. Then something terrifying happens. This figure starts walking over to his bed, gets to the foot of his bed, takes its cape off, and then says,
"I will take good care of your sister."
Thomas lay there confused, knowing he didn't have a sister, but not knowing that in years to come, he would have a little sister. Somehow Thomas falls asleep, but the next morning he wakes up with bloody scratch marks and bruises all over his body. He never saw this thing again. The next story hits home for me because it has to do with addiction. The submitter did tell me I could use his real name, and his real name is David. The name of the story, The Visitor. David told his girlfriend he couldn't stop drinking. She had given him an ultimatum, her or the bottle. He was honest. That night she stayed because he was sober, but in the middle of the night he had an awful dream. He was on a battlefield surrounded by hideous pigmen, snorting and shrieking with glee. They fought him savagely, took the sword out of his hands and cut him open. His guts spilled onto the ground. They laughed, dancing and tossing his slick entrails into the air like grotesque confetti. He forced himself awake. He sat up in bed, heart racing, cold sweats on his body. He shook his head to clear it, but that's when he saw it. A dark figure standing in the doorway of his room. It was impossibly tall and draped in a black, tattered robe. Its body was semi-transparent, like smoke trapped in fabric. The hood was deep and shadowed, but within burned two blazing red eyes. It wasn't looking at him. It was staring at his girlfriend, his future wife, their unborn daughter. It smiled at them, a twisted, knowing smile, as if savoring some vile plan. He blinked rapidly, hoping the vision would vanish. He shook his head, he wiped his eyes, but it remained. That's when it realized that he could see it. Slowly, it turned its head towards him. A wide, jagged grin spread across its hidden face. The red eyes gleamed brighter, its neck stretched unnaturally like a serpent until it was inches away from his face. He felt it then. Not fear, not even terror. Pure, absolute evil. It radiated from this thing in choking waves, an ancient, malevolent force that seemed to saturate the air. He knew instantly in his bones what this was. This was the architect of every horror, addiction, famine, genocide, rape, hatred, suicide. This thing had its claws in all the worst that humanity did to itself. It was delighted that he could see it. He recoiled in revulsion and despair. Then it straightened, retracting its neck like a monstrous eel. It gave one last lingering grin, and then it was gone. But its presence didn't vanish. It harassed him for years. He could feel it lingering at the edge of his senses. He saw it in everyday tragedies, felt its influence in his cravings, in his weakness, in every dark corner of the world. He couldn't be alone for months afterwards, but that night, shaking, he woke up his girlfriend and told her that he would stop drinking. She smiled through sleepy tears and hugged him. They married and had 2 beautiful children. He hasn't seen that thing since, but he knows it's real. He said God is real, evil is real, and he'll never forget the night he saw Satan's archdemon. Sorry tonight's stories was short, you guys. I went to film a bunch of stories tonight, went to edit it, and there was no sound on the video. I wanted to scream. So I promise you the next video I give you will be nice and long and good. So I'm so sorry. I just have to work, so I have no time to do any other stories tonight, but I wanted to give you guys something. So I hope you understand. But what do you guys think about these 2 stories? The first one, that is so creepy. Seeing a man-sized doll that is a man that has porcelain skin that's cracked with blood all over it and then was able to hurt him. Like, how is that able to happen? In a lot of my stories recently, people have been hurt by these entities. I would like to know if anybody in the comments have ever been hurt by an entity, because that terrifies me. Also, in story number 2, so good. The writing was so good, by the way. Thank you so much for that. It made it very easy for me to tell. The first story was good too, but the second story, very poetic. I really appreciated you opening up to us about your addiction. You have no idea how much that means to me. Like you know, I am also a recovering addict, and so when I get these stories, I absolutely love hearing that you are now in recovery and you didn't let that demon take advantage of you. You didn't succumb to what the demon wanted. And I think that's beautiful. And congratulations on your recovery and your beautiful family. And I'm so glad that everything worked out for you. That's amazing. So thank you for your story. But to talk a little bit about it, I think that it was terrifying. That was definitely something purely evil. I just think when I think of like Satan, he's so evil. Like, have you guys ever, I'm not editing this out, because just because I can't talk does not mean I'm editing it out, because I'm just not. Have you guys ever felt pure evil? Because I have. I get these dreams sometimes where I'll have really bad dreams, and then I'll wake up in the middle of the night and there's just like this evil lingering in the air, but it's like a different kind of evil. And he described it perfectly when he mentioned like genocide and rape and suicide and all of those horrific situations. That is the type of feeling that I get after the dreams that I have. It's like the air is thick and you just feel gross and scared, terrified. It's the worst feeling in the world, and it's happened to me several times. So I know exactly that feeling, and it's so sickening. Can you imagine being in the presence of something so entirely evil? So that's terrifying. I would like to know what type of demon that was. The way it stretched its neck out like a serpent, like, everything about that was super, super creepy. And I think that it was 100% feeding off of your addictive state. It wanted to come in and let you know that you did not have control and that it had control. I think it may have been your addiction. Have you ever thought about it that way? Like, this was possibly your addiction in demonic form, and you, instead of succumbing to it, did the exact opposite, which is amazing. So good for you. But what does everybody think about these two stories? Please drop it in the comments, because both of the submitters would love to know. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for always being respectful. I just wanted to say that. And now I'm gonna do my favorite part, which is the shout outs. First shout out is going to Katie Band. Hold on, this is crooked. I don't know if I fixed it. My first shout out is going to Katie Band. You said that you stay up every night waiting for my stories. I love that. Thank you so much. That's so supportive. Thank you for watching my content, and thank you for staying up to watch my content. I have creators that I am like that with as well, and it's so just amazing to know that other people are doing that with me. You have no idea how that makes me feel. I feel so honored. So thank you so much, and thank you for being a part of my little community. Thank you for commenting and being kind and pushing my video out. It means the absolute world to me, and I love you. My next shout out is going to Aria Lilith 29. You left the sweetest comment. Thank you so much for complimenting my storytelling style. It really means so much to me because I work so hard on these videos. So thank you for supporting me and recognizing that and acknowledging it, because you have no idea. Thank you. Thank you for commenting and pushing out my videos. Thank you for being a part of my community and being kind. You really have no idea how honored I am to have you guys, and people like you are why I continue to make these videos. So thank you so much, and I love you. And my name is Kaisa, and I tell true, long, scary stories on here every other night, and then I do shorts on the nights that I don't tell the long, scary stories. So I tell these stories that you guys submit to me or recommend to me. So that's how I tell the stories, either by submissions or recommendations. So if you're into that, hit that subscribe button so that you can get notified when I tell a true, scary story. And I just need you to do 3 things for me. And what are those? I need you to keep sending me your scary stories and your recommendations. I need you to have a safe night. And what's the 3rd one? Say it with me. Have a spooky night. Love you guys so much. See you in the next one. Spooky kisses and haunted hugs.